Hey everyone, Mr. Harper here, and we're going to finish up this unit on specialized tissues and plants. It's a really short unit, and this is going to be a really short head puzzle lecture. So I want to talk about this last thing called meristems. We've talked about plant organs, we've talked about plant tissues. Now let's talk about these meristems. Now in a human, we're born, we live for a while, got a certain lifespan, and we die. And plants do the same thing, but they're different than us because every year a tree, for example, makes new leaves. So there's new things being born on a tree even when it's old. We're not like that. We grow to a certain size in adulthood and then we stay that way. So plants are different, and the secret to this new stuff, new roots formed every year, new stems being formed, new leaves being formed, is this tissue called meristem. Meristem tissue is called unspecialized. It's where cells can be differentiated. You hear the words different in there. Now, if you're specialized, you have a certain job to do. You know, we got a specialized person that's specialized. They learn how to do one very, very small little thing. We have a piece of equipment that's specialized to do one thing. Well, we have cells in our bodies that are specialized. Let me talk about it in the human body and make it a little bit easier to understand. So we have cells that are heart cells. Their job is to pump blood. We have cells that are skin cells. Their job is to do something altogether different, and there are different kinds of cells. We have cells that are brain cells. We have cells that are tongue cells that help us to taste things. All those cells are specialized. They have a certain job to do. Okay. And we have cells in our bodies called stem cells that are undifferentiated, and they can become many different kinds of cells. So you can think of a cell that had no specialization, no job, and it could be changed to do different jobs and become specialized. There are cells in plants that can do the same thing, and they're called meristem cells. They don't have a special job yet, and they're ready to be differentiated, to become different and get that special job. They're unspecialized. So the meristems are found in areas where the plant is growing rapidly, such as the tip of the stems or the tip of the roots, where the roots and the stems are getting longer. And that end piece, that very end piece here, whether it doesn't matter where it's a root or whether it's the end of a stem, is called the apex. So we call these regions the apical meristem. And in the apical meristems, these cells that don't have a job, specialized job yet, are dividing rapidly, rapidly, growing, more and more appear. And as they do that, they gradually get a specialized job. So they become part of a root, they become part of a leaf. Different parts of the leaf are different parts of the root. So they get this specialized job. And at first they look alike, and then they specialize. And they produce all the different kinds of tissue in the plant. So there are highly specialized cells in cones, in flowers, that can become all different kinds of specialized cells. And there are genes in the plants that control how those cells become specialized and what kind of things that they become as they change from being a general cell to being a very specialized cell. So that is it for today. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. I think that's the shortest one I've ever done. Talk to you guys next time.